Hi, hello. Today we're going to be talking about the 7-star Grass Serperior raids that got announced and the Pokemon that you can build for it before the raid happens. Now, if you're new to my channel, I build Pokemon that work really well together so you and your partner, or you and your siblings, or you and your parents, or you and your grandma can do these raids together. And if you're one of those players that like to do the raids over and over again to grind out rewards in Urban Mystica, then obviously I try to make builds that are optimized to do such a thing. Before we talk about the 5 builds, let's go ahead and just talk about Serperior. And sorry, this isn't like a fancy video. I'm actually leaving to go on a trip to Jakarta to play Pokemon Go, so trying to get through this as fast as possible for y'all so you have something to build this weekend. But Serperior is a mixed attacker, and not a very good one at that. It does have a really cool ability that if you've ever seen Malamar in raids, it's the same ability. It is called Contrary. That's its hidden ability. It makes all stat changes have the opposite effect. So what that means is the one move that we will for sure see Serperior have is Leaf Storm. Normally when you use a Leaf Storm, it will decrease your special attack by -2. But with that ability Contrary, it will actually increase Serperior's special attack by +2. That also means moves that we do to Serperior would change as well. So if we try to use Chilling Water or Struggle Bug on Serperior to decrease its attack or special attack, it would actually increase its attack and special attack. So we need to get rid of the ability, because if we have players that do not know how Contrary works, they may in fact make Serperior a very difficult raid. Also, there is a chance where Serperior's raid shield goes up very quickly. So if we do not remove the ability before somebody faints and the raid shield goes up, now we are stuck behind a raid shield with no options to remove that ability until we break through. Now, that might sound scary at first, but Serperior has a dog water move pool. You thought its stats were terrible. Its move pool is even worse. I do look at the strongest moves that it normally gets, and then obviously if we can survive Leaf Blade or we can survive Outrage, then we can survive lesser damage dealing moves. So I try to take the ones that do the most damage that provide also the most coverage. So on the physical side, while I do expect to see 1 or 2 physical moves just because of how limiting its move pool is, we do have Leaf Blade, Double Edge, Outrage, which Dragon type move, Knockoff, which is really not a concern at all. And just a reminder that Knockoff does not work in raids when a raid boss uses it to you. So even if for some reason Serperior had Knockoff, we would still keep our held items. And the one that maybe provides the most coverage on the physical sense would be Aerial Ace. It's not that strong of a move. And we can just simply set a Reflect, and almost every single Pokemon would be fine behind a Reflect. On the special side, there's that Leaf Storm we talked about, Dragon Pulse, Swift. It also gets like Hyper Beam. I guess Hyper Beam would be more damage, but Hyper Beam's weird in raids. There's not a lot here. I'm not making it up. There is just not a lot happening. It could have Light Screen. It could have Reflect. It could have Energy Ball, but like I said, if we can survive Leaf Storm, we can survive Energy Ball. There's not a lot happening on the move side, or the status move side. It does get access to Growth. You'll notice that some of the builds have Sunny Day on it. Now, Growth won't work with Contrary, because Growth would increase your attack and your special attack, but with Contrary, it would actually decrease it. The reason I'm pointing this out is if Game Freak thought about this, and I will say they do think about a lot of raid builds. If they anticipate us removing the ability, then I could see a Growth or a Coil. But these would normally not work if Contrary still stays active. But I do want to point them out that they're possibilities. It does get Leech Seed. We haven't seen a raid boss do Leech Seed. I don't think it will, because Leech Seed's so time consuming. Grassy Terrain would boost the grass type moves by another 30%. And again, because Serperior's move pool is so limited, this is a possibility. It does get access to Leer. It does get access to Swords Dance. Once again, will not work with Contrary. It would work, same as Calm Mind, it would work if we removed Contrary. So I just want to point that out, that there's a slight possibility that Game Freak could plan around the ability being removed. And actually the status move that I think we have to worry about the most is just Glare. It is an egg move. There have been Pokemon that have had have had egg moves before. Cinderace, I believe, had high jump kick, which is an egg move for Cinderace. So Glare does have a chance to paralyze us. I was looking for Pokemon that had Misty Terrain to remove Grassy Terrain and to prevent the Glare, but there's not a lot of options. I guess when we see its final moveset, there's a possibility there, but this move pool is already pretty lackluster. So again, I think the difficulty in this raid just comes from people not knowing what Contrary does. And if somebody brings a Pokemon that does not resist grass, they get hit by a turn 0 Leaf Storm that is Terra boosted and Grass boosted, and they faint, that could cause the Raid Shield to go up right away, which would then prevent the other players from removing this ability, which would then cost the raid. So I can see how this raid can be hard, but our counters should make it relatively easy. That's going to start with Venusaur. I would recommend the Chlorophyll ability just in case somebody wants to set Sun. Venusaur will become faster than Serperior. And Venusaur has double resistance against grass. Poison resists grass and grass resists grass. So that means that hard-hitting Leaf Storm will do little to nothing to Venusaur. We do want to go Poison type Tera to take advantage of Sludge Bomb. That's super effective. And then if we get poisoned, if we can poison Serperior with Sludge Bomb, which is a 30%, our Venoshock will do more damage. So you're only hitting Venoshock when the Sludge Bomb happens. And then we have Acid Spray, if not one of the best raid moves in the entire game. It pretty much gives everyone a nasty plot for free. So if you imagine you have 3 Acid Sprayers and they all use Acid Spray once, now all of a sudden your entire team is +6 in a single turn. It is absolutely insane. It's also better than a nasty plot because it works to build your Tera. So if you nasty plot 3 times, you still have to attack 3 times. Whereas if you Acid Spray 3 times, you have the same effect. Plus your teammates benefit from it. Plus you're ready to Tera at the end of that. Now I know what you're saying. You just explained Contrary, which means if we try to give it a -2 special defense with Acid Spray, it would actually increase it. But no worries, because we have Worry Seed. Worry Seed will remove that ability Contrary from Serperior and just give it Insomnia, which means we can't put it to sleep anymore, but that's okay because we don't put 7-star raid bosses to sleep anyways. That's the moveset. If you're maybe playing by yourself or with computers, you could actually get away with using Amnesia to boost your special defense. That'll make you bulkier. That just always depends on how often the raid boss is going to clear your stats, but even one Amnesia makes Venusaur so bulky. And then if we are worried about that aerial ace, Venusaur also gets access to Charm to give that a -2. Again, you have to Worry Seed first. So if you're playing with 1 or 2 Venusaurs, somebody just has to open up with that Worry Seed before the Acid Sprays or Charms go into effect. And then finally, Shell Bell for items. EVs should be on the screen, 252 HP, 236 special attack, and we just want a little more special defense, 20 in special defense. So first priority for pretty much all these Pokemon is to remove that ability. So if you are playing with friends or grandma, just coordinate who's going to remove the ability. If your Venusaur is not the ability remover, you can also use a move like Sunny Day or Growth to also add some more flexibility in your raid. We have another ability remover here. It removes it in a different way. We have Delphox with the Blaze ability. I think ability doesn't matter too much here, but I think Blaze is a little bit more helpful. Fire type Tera with the Shell Bell. We're going to have Mystical Fire, which decreases Serperior special attack every time it uses. It also builds Tera. It does super effective damage. Ability must be removed before you start using Mystical Fire. And then we have Skill Swap. This is a move you're probably familiar with Malamar players. So Skill Swap is going to take the Blaze ability and give it to Serperior, and we're going to take Serperior's Contrary. Now, once you take that ability, if you faint, you no longer have Contrary, which would make Delphox a little bit messy because our main move here, Overheat, relies on Contrary. Overheat is our fire version of Leaf Storm, so it decreases our special attack when we use it, but when we have the Contrary ability, it will increase our special attack because opposite day, SpongeBob. And then we have Light Screen. If you are playing with other Delphox users, or you see that there are other Delphoxes in random raids, and you expect them to skill swap, I would replace your skill swap with Roleplay. Roleplay lets you copy and mimic somebody else's abilities. So if you're standing next to a Delphox who's going to skill swap, wait till they skill swap and then roleplay that Delphox to then get contrary on you. So then both the Delphoxes have contrary. If Serperior is a mixed attacker, you could do Mystical Fire to then manage the special attack. I would then replace Light Screen with Reflect to manage the physical attack on that. Really easy to play, but again, only one Pokemon can skill swap and take the ability. So if there are 4 Delphoxes, that's not going to work for 3 of them, right? Because the overheat relies on you having contrary. So that's why I really want to focus on roleplay. If you see other Delphoxes happening or playing, just that coordination of like, especially if you're playing with randoms, they're probably going to skill swap. A lot of randoms just watch a YouTube video. They're probably going to follow exactly what the YouTuber says. I'm telling you to pay attention to that and maybe not follow what I say, but if you're seeing that online, switch out your skill swap with roleplay to then roleplay those Delphoxes so you can get contrary yourself and not mess up the autopilot mode that they're on. 252 HP, 170 special attack. We're actually going to do 76 speed. If Serperior is a neutral speed, that lets us speed creep it and outspeed it. And just going first in the situation is always going to be better with the Mystical Fire / being able to set up Light Screen before it attacks, being able to Mystical Fire before it attacks, being able to Reflect before it attacks. So I do think the little bit of decrease in special attack to just outspeed it and get your health back with Shell Bell, I actually think is worth it here. So if Serperior is a positive speed, which I don't know if it would be, then just don't worry about speed at all and just put it all in special attack. But we are speed creeping a neutral speed Serperior for this weekend. Just pay attention to that when the final build drops. Our next Pokemon is going to be Iron Moth. I'm going to just stress real quick here. Iron Moth needs one of the first 2 Pokemon or just a Pokemon in general to work. Iron Moth desperately just doesn't work if the ability is not removed, and Iron Moth cannot remove the ability itself. Iron Moth is very powerful here. It's the same as Venusaur, where it has that double resistance to grass. Fire resists grass and poison resists grass. And it has a much, much, much higher special attack than the other Pokemon we've just talked about with 140 special attack. We can boost that so many different ways too. So we can boost that with Quark Drive, which means if somebody sets electric terrain, we get that special attack boost. We can also boost our attack with Sunny Day. So if somebody Sunny Days and you electric terrain, you already have 140 special attack, you are just going to be doing so much more damage than other Pokemon. On top of its move Fiery Dance, every time you use Fiery Dance, there's a 50% chance your special attack will increase by 1 stage. On top of that, you also get access to Acid Spray, so you'll be able to lower Serperior special defense after Contrary is moved. You'll be able to lower Serperior special attack after Contrary is removed with Struggle Bug. You can remove Grassy Terrain with Electric Terrain if it has it, and then you can have Fiery Dance. And you have that double resistance to grass by being poison and fire. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to speed creep it here with 28 in speed, then just put the rest into HP and special attack. But ultimately, you will probably open up with wait until the ability is removed from Serperior, open up with a Struggle Bug, Acid Spray once or twice. Stats are probably going to be reset. Struggle Bug 1 or 2 more times, Acid Spray, and then just spam Fiery Dance there until you win, and then Shell Bell to get your health back. Just make sure when you terrestrialize, you lose one of those resistances. So just make sure there's at least one Struggle Bug on Serperior before you terrestrialize, just to make sure that you don't accidentally get knocked out once you go into Tera. Let's talk about our 2 support Pokemon. And before we do that, just make sure to double check, make sure you're subscribed, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you plan to build for Serperior. There's also 3 starter Pokemon left, but that's not important. If let's say they're gonna do like a 7-star Halloween, like a spooky raid. Let me know if there would be a 7-star spooky raid boss for Halloween, which I think would be cool. Which Pokemon would you like for a 7-star spooky raid? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's talk about Amoonguss, a spooky Pokemon in itself. Before we get to its moveset, I want to talk about Effect Spore. Effect Spore, what happens is if a Pokemon hits you and you have Effect Spore, there's a chance you can paralyze it or poison it or put it to sleep. It doesn't work for Grass-type Pokemon. So if a Grass-type Pokemon hits a Pokemon with Effect Spore, it just doesn't work. Just like you can't use like Poison Powder or you can't use Rage Powder on a Grass-type Pokemon. So both Amoonguss's abilities here are just completely useless. Regenerator doesn't work in raids, and Effect Spore doesn't work against other Grass-type Pokemon. You do get the double resistance of Grass. Grass resists Grass. Poison resists Grass. So that's great. This is just going to be a full support Pokemon. Mostly like a healer, actually, with Pollen Puff. So we have Pollen Puff, which will do super effective damage against Serperior when used. But if you use Pollen Puff on your teammates, it will actually heal your teammates. So Amoonguss can heal without needing to do Heal Cheer. But I would say if you're an Amoonguss player, you are in charge of healing. You have Clear Smog. This is... Obviously, we don't want to remove the Acid Sprays or the Struggle Bugs after Contrary is removed. But if Contrary is removed, and what I said earlier, it has Swords Dance or Coil or Calm Mind that Game Freak programmed to use after the ability is removed, which is a little bit of a stretch. But just in case, that's why Clear Smog is here. Clear Smog is also here to remove a +2. Let's just say Serperior opens up with the Leaf Storm, hits somebody, it's at a +2, Delphox skill swaps it. That ability is gone now, but that doesn't mean Serperior is still at a +2 until somebody gets rid of it. So that's why the Clear Smog is here for maybe that initial +2. We don't want Serperior to have +2 the entire fight because somebody forgot to clear its stats. So just be a little cautious with Clear Smog. You shouldn't need to spam it once we remove the ability, but it's like a move you're supposed to open up with depending on what Serperior does, and like a oh no button in case it has Coil after the fact. Worry Seed is what the same thing we talked about with Venusaur. It's to remove that ability. So if you don't have anyone else to remove the ability, you can remove it here. And then Sunny Day to boost our Fire-type Pokemon to make Venusaur faster. And in case our Pokemon have growth, to then help them growth faster. You can also put Synthesis on Amoonguss yourself to heal yourself, because Pollen Puff can't heal yourself. You can heal your team, your 3 teammates, but you can't heal yourself with that. So this is just a support build if you like to play like a healing type kind of Pokemon in raids. And then our final Pokemon is going to be Magmar with Eviolite. This makes Magmar bulkier than Magmortar, and since this Magmar is a support Magmar, we don't need that special attack. We just want to be bulky. We just want to survive. We just want to help our team out. Anytime I do a raid build for a 7-star, I always want one Pokemon with Taunt, and I think Magmar has that move pool that works well with Taunt. So we do have Taunt to stop maybe a Glare or a Calm Mind. We have Flamethrower just to do basic damage. And then we have Acid Spray to help our team do more damage. There's the support part of this Pokemon. And then we have Clear Smog, same as Amoonguss. Maybe initially remove a +2 or just a oh no button in case it does have a way to power itself up. If we don't need that Clear Smog, we can just replace that with Sunny Day, again, to boost our team. Replace that with Helping Hand, again, to help our team. So Magmar, very easy to play. 252 HP, 72 defense, 24 special attack, 160 special defense. I know the EVs look like they're all over the place, but they are optimized based on all the moves that Serperior can learn, and then to also piggyback and benefit off the Eviolite. So Flame Body, not that great of an ability here. 30% chance to burn Serperior if you're getting hit with a move. The only thing that might affect would maybe be Aerial Ace or maybe an Outrage. If they have it, that would help the team out, but I don't think that's major. But I always like a Pokemon with Taunt, especially since it has to have some status type move, right? I can't imagine it doesn't have a Glare or at least a Grassy Terrain. So that's why the Taunt is there. But yeah, we have 2 support, we have 2 attackers, and then we have our Venusaur that can kind of do both roles. So normally at the end of the video, I will say, like, come over to the Twitch streams. We'll be able to help you out for the weekend. I do think this raid should be on paper easier than Incineroar, but I might not be available this weekend. I'm actually traveling to Indonesia to do a Pokemon Go event. So If you do see me live this weekend, I will probably be walking and exploring Jakarta in Indonesia. And if you want to see what that looks like, if you want to see what that Pokemon Go event looks like, you should stop by the Twitch stream. I just probably won't be able to help you with Serperior. But if you come into chat and you still need Serperior help, I can confidently say my Twitch chat will probably be able to help you. And I've taught them everything they know. So I will say, if you do need help, come by the Twitch stream. I just probably won't be playing Scarlet and Violet. I will probably be playing Pokemon Go in the real world in a country I've never been before. So thanks for making it to the end. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And have a great rest of your day. Bye.